Welcome back here to JSU Stadium here at the campus of Jacksonville State University, the 2015 Gridiron Challenge. We've just finished a great game between Benjamin Russell and Muscle Shoals. Ranburne and Gaston, Mickey Shedrick's the next game on our schedule. These two teams are familiar with each other, and this too should be a good ball game.
That's right. You know, Robert, every matchup we've had today has had kind of a unique angle to it, and this one is no different because these two teams actually met not too long ago. Second round of the playoffs last season, Ranburne getting the best of Gaston by a final score of 20-0. Part of their great season last year as they went on to the semifinals of the 2A state playoffs. So these two teams lost a lot from last year, but still expected to be very good in 2A this year. And we'll get our first look at them here in just a moment.
And we're going to send it down to the sidelines right now. Gerhard Mathangani has a special guest for us.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. These kind of games, these events in the spring cannot be done without key sponsorships. We were talking to one of the guys that plays a major role in one of the major sponsors here for the Gridiron Challenge, Michael Lee of Wholesale Paper and Chemical. First of all, Michael, thank you very much for joining us. Talk about the way you got involved with all of this, with the Gridiron Challenge, and able to come out with a sponsorship.
Well, it started with our relationship with Coach Felder, and after we started that, and he told us about the Jamboree and what it meant to him and other kids, and we found it would be a good way for us to get involved in high school athletics. So that's how we all started.
Notice a lot of equipment here, and you're providing a lot for these schools. Talk about, some of the involvement that you guys have with your equipment.
Well, we're a Superline dealer for Karcher, and Karcher's a worldwide manufacturer of cleaning equipment, #1 in the world. And we got signed up with those guys, and the equipment that they make, it can save so many schools so much money, and the quality that they come out with is just tremendous. And so that's what we have on display. And so Karcher's known for industrial pressure washers all the way up to industrial cleaning equipment. So what you see at Lowe's is residential. It's not industrial, but Karcher does make that as well.
That's a good point. It takes a special involvement to get into high school athletics and high school football. Talk about what makes high school sports so special in order to provide the sponsorship.
Well, I was raised to always give back, and my dad's a big part of that. And he taught us that if we're blessed, that we have to give back as much as we can. Too much is given, too much is expected. And so being able to provide student athletes down here the opportunity for college coaches to see them where otherwise they wouldn't get the chance in normal high school situations. I mean, if we can impact just one kid to get that chance to go play college football, then it's worth it.
Absolutely. It's a great point. And finally, I hear that you've provided some equipment before and maybe doing that again too.
Yes, we are. We're having another drawing tonight, and so what happens is coaches, principals, and superintendents, they're putting their name in a hat, and so colleges, high schools alike, and we're going to draw at the end of the Jamboree, and therefore they'll have another chance at another piece of equipment.
Awesome deal. Well, these high schools and our event are made possible by you, so thank you very much for your sponsorship in high school football. Michael Lee of Wholesale Paper and Chemical joining us right here at the Gridiron Challenge. Guys, back to you.
Back here at JSU Stadium, and we're going to go to a break right now, and then coming up after that, Ranburne and Gaston. Back in just a moment. And there you see a couple of distinguished gentlemen, coaches from Tuskegee University here in the crowd today. Hey, they're kind of camera hogs there, aren't they?
They see themselves on the video board.
We're ready to play football. First play of the ball game from the 30-yard line. Gaston with a quick throw. Nice looking first play of the ball game. He may go the distance. Down to the 10, will be pulled down from behind, down at about the 3-yard line. Catch made there by Gilchrist and pulled down from behind. Touchdown saving tackle.
Robert, I love the opening play of the game. Quarterback Kevin Hollingsworth rolling out. Defense playing a little soft, probably expecting a running play, and bam, they hit him for a big play all the way down to the 2-yard line, and just like that, Gaston knocking on the door, looking to put the first points on the scoreboard.
So now first and goal from the 2. Quarterback, as Mickey said, is Kevin Hollingsworth. And he's going to try to sneak it in. He'll get about half of what he needed. But nice push back there for the Ranburne. stopping him at about the 1 yard line.
Yeah, pushback. Said it well, Robert. That's a tough play to make because you're down at the 2 yard line, and they basically held that to no gain, maybe about a half yard just outside the 1. So good stand there by the defensive front of Ranburne.
So Gaston now with a double wing formation. They're going to hand it off to the halfback, and nothing there for DJ Pope.
Yeah, Pope had no chance because big number 64 filled that hole like you're supposed to. Blake Young was unblocked, and he made the back pay as DJ Pope never got his feet going. So Gaston going backwards on that play, Robert. They lose a yard.
Gaston had first and goal at the 2. Now they're looking at third down and goal from the 3 yard line. They've already shown they can throw the football. Let's see what they'll do here on third and goal from the 3. If they'll keep it on the ground or go to the air. Quarterback's going to roll to his right. He's got room maybe to run. How nice play. Open Jashawn Cameron for the touchdown. Kevin Hollingsworth was rolling out. Pitched a nice one for the TD.
Yeah, he showed great poise because he had a rusher right in his face. Logan Sibley was about to catch him, and then right at the last minute, he just flips it out to Jashawn Cameron, and Gaston does come through on third and goal for the first points of the ball game.
So a 6-0 lead early. That took only 4 plays for Gaston to go 80 yards. And now they'll line up for the extra point. Jordan Douglas will hold, and Blake Thacker for the PAT. And the kick, it's a good one. So it's a 7-0 lead for Gaston. And there you see this Talladega Ford scoring drive. 3 plays, 70 yards, 1 minute, 58 seconds. And Gaston leads Ranburne by the score 7-0.
Yeah, and of course the big play, Robert, the 68-yard completion on the first play from scrimmage from Hollingsworth to Gilchrist. It set them up on a first and goal at the 2. So great start for Gaston as they come out against, hey, I know it's a different year, Robert. There's some new players on this field, but Gaston clearly remembers that second-round loss to Ranburne in the playoffs, and I'm sure that they've had that taste in their mouths during the offseason. And ironic, they get a chance to square off against them here in the Gridiron Challenge.
So now Ranburne will start their first possession from the 30. They too will work out of the shotgun. And a handoff and nice penetration there by number 21, Cameron Peacock for Gaston. And that play is going to lose yardage back inside the 25 near the 24-yard line.
Yeah, big loss on first down. If you're going to go wide like that, you better block that in. Ranburne did not get it done that time, and they paid for it.
Second down play. Quarterback's going to dance around in the pocket. Look, finally finds somebody in traffic and gets rid of it there to Jordan English. Able to pick up positive yardage out across the 30 to about the 31, maybe the 32-yard line.
Good job by the quarterback, Wiggins. He hangs in there. Pocket was collapsing around him big time and just delivered a strike right on the money to his open receiver, Jordan English.
Third down and a long 8. Ranburne looking, got a man, but threw behind his intended receiver. Looking for Logan Otwell. Dylan Wiggins threw a little bit behind him.
And Robert, he really had to, because number 50, Jesse Samples, the inside linebacker from Gaston, had the underneath coverage. So he couldn't throw on a line to his intended receiver, had to throw behind him and hope that the receiver could reach back and make the catch, which he could not.
So there will be no live punting in this ball game. And they're going to mark off 30 yards. And that'll put the football down at the 39-yard line. And there, Gaston will begin their second possession. They started their first, on the first play of the ball game, 68-yard pass all the way down to the 2-yard line. And now they go to work on their second possession from the 39. Nice handoff as they bring a man in motion. And he gets out across the 39 up to about the 41. That's Cameron, who scored the touchdown earlier. So he picks up a couple. That's going to bring up a second down and in the neighborhood of 8 yards to go for the first down.
You know, Robert, not only are these two teams, they're not in the same region, but they're in Class 2A. And they've played each other before in the past. They're all kind of a mirror image of each other. They're both two good coaches, two great guys, and they run a lot of the same type of formations and plays. So at times you'll think you're watching the same team, the way they execute their offense.
There you see a little bit of movement along the left side of the offensive line for Gaston. Also some movement there for Ranburne. And I'm not sure that maybe the Ranburne defensive player didn't draw the Gaston offensive lineman off, but the penalty's going to go against Gaston because those guys cannot move. So it's a 5-yard step off back to the 37-yard line. .10:40 to go in the opening quarter. Oh, there's a nice give. Big hole up the middle for the fullback. Inside Ranburne territory. And they'll put the football down all the way at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Robert, they had all the motion going to the left, including two offensive linemen pulling that way. Then just a little quick hitter with DJ Pope, and his first look is really where the defense is evacuating, because when those linemen pull, the defense, they're taught to follow those heads, follow those blockers, and it doesn't take much room to break through the initial line of scrimmage. That's what Pope did for a big gain.
So now a wide receiver each way for Gaston. Work out of that double wing formation with one man in the backfield. And nice penetration here for Ranburne. They had about 4 guys there on J.D. Pope. And he will go down for a loss all the way back to the 48-yard line. It's going to bring up a third down. And about 16 yards to go for the first down. So third down and long now coming up for Gaston.
Great play by number 59, Hunter McAdams, you saw there in your shot a moment ago. Very aggressive play, good penetration.
So third down and long. Just about a 2-step drop there, but the quarterback throws out to the near side to Gilchrist. Dylan Gilchrist makes the reception, rolls down inside the 40 to the 39, but he'll be short of the first down.
And really, this puts a lot of pressure on your defensive back here for Ranburne, Brad Walker. He does a good job of not buying the juke, stayed at home and able to limit that play to a modest gain. If he doesn't make that play, that's a touchdown. He has no help behind him. Nice job by number 3 for Ranburne, Brad Walker.
So it's 4th down and 7, and Gaston is going to go for it from the 39. They bring a man in motion. They'll toss it, and getting close but not quite getting there is Cameron. Cameron's going to be stopped about a yard short of the first down. They needed 7. They got 6. So the ball will go over on downs, and Ranburne will have it at the 33-yard line.
Looks like they're going to make sure they're going to bring the chains all the way over to the other side of the field. The chains are on the far sideline. Football is on the near sideline, and the referee has called for the chains just to make sure, and he had to get to the 32. The football is not, the nose of the football is not quite there, so I'm with you. I think this is going to be just a bit short.
But they'll bring those chains on and measure just to be sure. But I think when they stretch everything out, it's going to be short, and we're just about to see.
Our sideline camera guy, Tony the Caveman Castaneda, right on top of it. Great shot there, Tony.
And he is short of the first down, so Gaston, or rather Ranburne, will get the football. Gaston leads 7-0. 8:42 to play here in the opening quarter. Now we're playing 2 15-minute quarters. Normally in high school football you play 12-minute quarters, but we're playing two halves, really, at 15 minutes apiece. Ball games going on all day here at JSU Stadium. We started at 8:30 this morning, so you still have plenty of time to come up and join us. Snap back to the quarterback in the shotgun, gets away from one man and throws. Going to pick up a little bit, maybe a yard, yard and a half, up to about the 34. Here are your key players to watch today for the Ranburne Bulldogs. Dylan Wiggins is the quarterback, wears number 11. Ryan Smith, the left tackle, number 76. And Owen Smith, number 12, a wide receiver. Second down and 9. Snap back to quarterback, and he's going to throw and got a man up for the first down up to the 47-yard line.
Nice job by Dylan Wiggins. Takes the snap, rolling to his left. There you see his receiver. That's a hard route to defend. Logan Otwell just takes a few steps downfield, cuts out, follows the quarterback. They're going in the same direction. Very good execution, pass right on the money.
Wiggins in the shotgun. Going to fake the give. Got a man wide open. In fact, he had two men wide open and couldn't connect with either one of them. Had Landon Woodard and number 10, who is not on our roster. Both those young men were wide open down there, and neither one could make the grab. And that's kind of one of those situations where you got a couple of guys playing center field. Somebody's got to call it and reel it in.
It's like a line drive to the gap in baseball. You had two, it wasn't just a busted coverage, it was a double busted coverage. As you said, there were two receivers wide open, and the only place he could throw that to not complete it was right between them. And he hit it right between the left fielder and the center fielder. A gapper, as they say.
So it's second down and 10. They'll stay in the shotgun and give to the halfback, and he's forward for a couple of yards up to the 49. That's Logan Otwell. Otwell picks up a couple. Still in the early going of this ball game. Only one first down for Ranburne. And now they have a possession play here. Third down and 8. Just shy of the 50-yard line. Wiggins is going to roll his right, had plenty of time to throw, and this one may be intercepted, and it is. Intercepted down at the 19-yard line by Alexander Allen. And Allen comes up with the first turnover of the ball game. Returns it up across the 20 to about the 24. And that's about the same as the punt would have given him. Mickey?
The Wiggins got to be kicking himself. That's two plays on this drive. He had receivers wide open behind the defensive backs that could have been a touchdown. That time, number 10, and again, as Robert said, we don't have him listed on our roster. We apologize for that, but that's sometimes how spring training goes and getting these names and numbers correct. But number 10 was wide open. He'd gotten behind number 10 of Gaston, Alexander Allen, but Wiggins just could not get enough on it. Would have been a touchdown.
So now from the 24-yard line, third drive of the day for Gaston. They're going to toss it outside. And coming is Cameron again. Scored a touchdown earlier, and he's going to get his second touchdown. There are no flags. And Jashawn Cameron motors this one 76 yards. One play, 76 yards.
And here it is, Robert, the simple pitch. Good seal block on the corner. Great block by Dylan Gilchrist, number 5. Then it turned into a foot race, and number 7 won it. Jashawn Cameron taking it the distance. Again, as Robert just said, 2 touchdowns for Cameron already in this football game. Big play for Gaston. Got him ahead early by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point attempt for Gaston. Perfect the first time around. Kick is in the air here. It takes them a while, but they decide it is good. So it's 14-0.
Here's another look at the play, Robert, as you see the Talladega Ford scoring drive. And again, really the only difference so far in the first almost 9 minutes of this game, 2 big plays. A 68-yard pass play that set up Gaston in 1st and goal, then the 76-yard touchdown run. Jay Shun Cameron involved in both, and Swain Morris, the head coach at Gaston, who is in his 3rd year of his 2nd stint at Gaston, has to be happy with what he's seen with the big play here against the Ranburne Bulldogs.
Coach Morris started his career here as an assistant at Pleasant Valley, went to Gaston as the head coach. 2001 to 2009, he went 70-37, had 3 10-win seasons, left for 3 years, went to Scottsboro, didn't have as much success, decided he'd come back to Gaston, and he's picked up right where he left off. Here on the first down play for Ranburne, about a 1-yard gain up across the 30 to the 31 there for Logan Otwell.
And speaking of Swain Morris, you and I were talking before the game. It's a pleasure to deal with coaches like this. You know, you got 2 great guys in this game. Chad Young, there you see him. Swain Morris, who we just profiled. They're great young coaches. They've had a lot of success at the high school level. They don't take themselves too serious. You know, you can have a conversation with them. You're not, you know, a lot of coaches, you know, you feel like you're talking to a wall. Not these 2 guys. They're great gentlemen and very productive, and have been over the years in their career.
Nice gain there out across the 35 up to about the 37, just a straight ahead give there.
Yeah, good fighting there.
And number 30 is not on our roster as well, but he made a nice gain there across the 35 to the 37. It's going to leave him with 3rd down and 3. Wiggins under center, and there's the give again, and picks up the 1st down. Out across the 40. Got what he needed and about 2 more across the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
Good job there by that offensive line. They didn't need much. They didn't get much, but they didn't need much. Enough to move the chains. And with the start that Gaston has had offensively, Robert, the pressure's kind of shifting to the Ranburne offense. They need to get some points, and they need to get this football and move it down the field.
First down play now from the 43. Quarterback fakes the give to the fullback, and they set up an option, and on the pitch really didn't gain much. In fact, it's going to lose yardage back to about the 41-yard line.
Well, Robert, that's called an option play, but there was no option. The quarterback, Wiggins, he had nowhere to go. He was covered. The pitch man was covered. The defense had every option covered. Good job by the Gaston D.
2nd down and 12. They'll go back to the shotgun. Wiggins is going to look and throws a little bit high, right over the head of his intended receiver at about the midfield stripe. You see there Chad Young, Ranburne rather, advanced to the 2A semifinals a year ago, a 12-1 record, and that was their first unbeaten regular season since 1990. He played for the great Harlan Robinson, played halfback, or rather that's Ranburne High School, not halfback. Coach Robinson, the stadium's named for him there at Ranburne. Coached there for 37 seasons.
And a nice job here by Wiggins, the quarterback. He rolls out. He didn't miss this one. And again, we apologize. We do not have number 10 listed on our roster. But a good job of getting open. The pass was right on the money. And once again, they move the chains. Ranburne is not getting the big play like Gaston has gotten. But this is a string of about 3 first downs they put together on this drive.
So they got a first down at the 47. They'll line up with a split backfield. They'll give there and not quite back to the line of scrimmage. Talking about Coach Young, you know, that's one of those situations. He played for Coach Harlan Robinson. It's not easy to replace a legend, but he has now successfully done that. About to go into his 16th season as the head coach.
And you don't see that often anymore, a coach staying. You don't see that often in any profession, someone staying somewhere that long. So that's a credit to Chad Young, and he's still really young. He's got a lot of years left at this school if he chooses.
There is the give. Nice run there for Logan Otwell. Otwell's played a nice ball game so far for Ranburne.
And Coach Young has to be pleased with what he's seeing here. Ranburne still got to keep moving it to get into the end zone, but this is exactly what his offense needed to do. They needed to put together a drive, string together some first downs, obviously hopefully end this drive in points after falling behind 14-0, gets his defense off the field as well.
So third down. They don't get the first down here, they'll probably go for it, but they're not going to have to make that decision. First down play. A nice give there down to the 35-yard line.
Just methodically moving the ball. Good play selection. They've mixed in a little bit of pass with the run, and we've got a timeout on the field.
1:47 to play here in the opening quarter, 14-0. Gaston leads Ranburne. We'll be back in just a moment. Robert Smith and Mickey Shadricks here at JSU Stadium, Burgess Snow Field. This is the 2015 Gridiron Challenge. Ranburne and Gaston is our game at the present time. Gaston leading 14-0 over Ranburne. Ranburne has the football. Their best drive so far of the ball game. They have a first down now at the Gaston 35-yard line. Wiggins in the shotgun is going to throw. He was looking for Jordan English. Could not connect. So it'll bring up a second down and 10 now still from the 35. 1:42 remaining here in what amounts to the first half. We're playing two 15-minute periods. Wiggins going to stay in the shotgun. Going to roll to his left. Looking down there and shoots it a little bit too far for English over in the left corner. He was open if he could have dropped the ball in the right spot.
Yeah, he had a window of opportunity there to get that touchdown. The safety was a little late coming over, and by the Wiggins, in his defense, felt some pressure coming and had to sidestep to his right. That's when he should have been turning the ball loose, hence the timing was off a bit. So, you know, Robert, you put it in the air and you don't complete it, you get yourself in these third and long situations, and that's where they are. 3rd and 10 now if they want to keep this drive alive. Of course, I'm sure they're in 4-down territory.
3rd down and 10. Quarterback's going to fake a couple of times, and Wiggins throws, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Landon Woodard, but give credit to the defense of the Gaston Bulldogs because they created what happened right there. They were all in the face of Dylan Wiggins. He had no time to survey the field before he threw the football.
Yeah, it seemed like every time Wiggins has gone back to throw, he has had pressure in his face. He's had to move around in the pocket, and he's made some good throws, but that time he just did not have enough time for the routes to develop downfield.
So now it's 4th and 10 after the incomplete passes. Wiggins is going to look to throw again. Got a man, but he'll be stopped short down at about the 27-yard line as he throws to Landon Woodard.
And again, Robert, we're going to see what we were just talking about. Of course, Gaston brought the blitz there, and Wiggins immediately was flushed out of the pocket. Got his pass away. This was not a route designed to get the first down on the throw. It was designed to pick up the first down with some yards after the catch, but Landon Woodard there in your screen, he could not get those yards to pick up the first down. The secondary for Gaston got to him right after the catch, got him off his feet, and the drive stalls at the 27.
So now Gaston with the football. They have lived off the big plays so far today. 68-yard play on the first play from scrimmage and then a 76-yard touchdown run. Here's another big play. A nice throw complete out to Alexander Allen, and Allen all the way down to the 40-yard line, maybe a little bit further.
And again, love the aggressive play calling. We saw a long pass play on first down, the first play from scrimmage of the game by head coach Swain Morris. And here he is with a minute left, ball at his own 27-yard line with a 14-0 lead. You're thinking, okay, he may just sit on the ball, run a few plays, and run out the clock. But instead, they put it in the air on first down, Robert. Now Gaston has an opportunity for more points. 1st and 10 just inside the Ranburne 40.
First down play, inside a minute to play in the first half. And they'll fake the give to the man that was coming in motion. And straight ahead running inside the 35 down to about the 34. Picks up about 5 yards. And that is number 25, DJ Pope. Nice hard running there by Pope. Actually got about 6. He'll take 6 on first down every time. 2nd down and 4 now. Rolling to his left is Hollingsworth. And Hollingsworth throws it to the Ranburne bench, and the flag's going to go down to the ground, and you may get penalized for that one.
I don't know if you can get any more intentional with your grounding than what we just saw. Ranburne giving Gaston a little taste of their own medicine, putting pressure on the quarterback, Kevin Hollingsworth, and he just slung that ball to the Ranburne sidelines, and there was nobody in a white jersey in the area.
There you see he got in trouble one time, he got in trouble the second time, and when he threw it, he was just throwing laterally, and anybody of a number of folks in purple jerseys could have caught that one on the sidelines.
But, you know, no harm, no foul for Gaston. They've got a 14-0 lead now. I'm sure we'll just see them run the clock out here. 12 seconds left. But you never know. They may chunk it one more time.
So they'll mark off the penalty from the 43. It'll take it back to the 48, but that's also loss of down. So it's 3rd down and long, 3rd and a little bit more than 18. You've got that to look at, and then the clock situation as well. Now the clock situation somewhat is going to take care of itself on the incomplete pass, as the pass is incomplete in the neighborhood of J.D. Pope. So it'll be 4th and 18 with 7 seconds left, and that one would think would give Gaston just one more opportunity to throw it as far as they can down the field.
Yeah, you know, we were wondering if they would take a shot. They threw it, but, you know, very low percentage play there in terms of being able to pick up big yardage. If the receiver, even if he'd have caught the ball, he'd have been tackled, and that would have been the end of the half. A little surprised if you're going to throw it that you don't throw it down the field.
And they're going to keep it on the ground. J.D. Pope with the football, and he takes it inside the 40 and down to the 36, and that will be the end of this first half. Gaston 14, Ranburne nothing, as we played the first of our 2 15-minute periods here. And they will take a break and then play another 15-minute.
Yeah, 2 minutes go on the clock. So, again, as Robert has said, most coaches treat this as 2 15-minute halves. So you'll have a 2-minute break here, and teams will not leave the field. They will stay on the field and be back to action here very, very soon.
We're going to take a break. Gaston 14, Ranburne nothing. This is the 2015 Gridiron Challenge from JSU. And there you see a shot of some Wildcats who have made their way down from DeKalb County. That's the Fort Payne Wildcats. Fort Payne and Etowah. The Wildcats and the Blue Devils will tee it up in the game immediately following this one.
And that's just some of them. We had another slew of them leave just a moment ago during the break. That's about as large a team in terms of players dressed out as I think I have seen here at the Gridiron Challenge. So that should be a great matchup. One of many. We already had some great ones today. We got a lot of good ones to come. But Fort Payne and Etowah, really looking forward to that one coming up at the conclusion of this one. Tommy Wood and John Holder will be back with you for the call of that game.
You know, Fort Payne is a very growing, vibrant area. If you don't make your way up to that area that often, that Fort Payne, DeKalb County area is really growing. Great school, a lot of pride there for those Fort Payne Wildcats and all their folks. And then the Etowah Blue Devils from over in the Gadsden, Attala area.
Looking forward to seeing them as well. They've got a couple of really good running backs. Of course, everyone that follows football around this area knows the tradition of running backs at Etowah. They got a couple of good ones this year, so if you haven't seen them play this past season, you need to tune in and see what to come. A very explosive backfield for Etowah this year.
First down play now as we get ready to begin the second half. And Gaston's going to be able to string the run out. There was Will Yates, the ball carrier.
We did find out who number 30 is, thanks to the guys in the truck. Number 30 is Will Yates. Also number 10 for Ranburne. We identified that young man. He is Owen Smith. So we appreciate the guys in the truck getting us those names so we can properly identify and give credit to these young men.
Second down play. Rolling to his right is Wiggins. Throws. Got his man Landon Woodard. They've been trying to connect all evening, or afternoon rather. And they do that time out across the 40 to about the 43.
I tell you, Robert, if you give Wiggins time to throw, and that's what they're doing, Coach Young is rolling him out. Sitting back in the pocket hasn't worked. That 5-7 step drop, he's had to leave the pocket anyway and vacate because of the rush. Here they roll him out. He's able to run in stride without a defender in his face and throws a strike there. A nice gain.
First down play from the 44. They're going to give this to Yates. And Yates picks up about a yard up to about the 45. In that first half, 203 yards of total offense for Gaston to only 59 for Ranburne. And the bulk of that for Gaston, out of that 203 yards, 144 came on 2 plays. Second down and 8 now from the 46. Wiggins is going to roll, trying to get away from Presley. And Presley, they're going to be able to get him back there at the 30-yard line.
And he's frustrated. That's the storyline of this game for Gaston. They've gotten a couple of big plays on offense, but the key to this game has been Wiggins has just not had time to set his feet and throw the football. When he has had time, he's been deadly. But this is a drive killer. Huge loss. They were moving the football out near midfield. Now, Robert, they're what, 3rd and 24?
3rd and 24 from the 30. Wiggins is in the shotgun, and there you hear a whistle, and Ranburne will call a timeout. Each team has 1 timeout per half, and Ranburne elects to use theirs with 12:47 to play here in the second half.
You see those coaches over there with all those play cards and all those charts. They're looking now to see under 3rd and 24 what they're going to call. And unfortunately, there's not many good options, especially when your quarterback has been under duress all day when he's tried to throw the football.
And you got to think that's part of what they're doing in that huddle that you see there at the moment.
I think the safe thing here is probably maybe a draw play, maybe a screen, something safe, and then if you break it big, fine. But the odds of just throwing it downfield against what's going to be heavy coverage on a 3rd and 24 situation, your odds are low. And it's a key point in the game. You know, all coaches refer to the first 5 minutes of the second half, which is essentially what we've got here in the second period. And this could be a key point in the game. If Ranburne could have opened the second quarter, drove down and scored, made it a one-score game. Instead, looks like Gaston's going to get the ball back in good field position with an opportunity to add a third score to the board.
So third down and very long. Wiggins is in the shotgun. Let's see if he gets some time. He does have a little time. Throws, got a man, but a nice defensive play. He was looking for Brad Walker. Tanner Wade came up and hit Walker about the time the ball got there.
That was a great throw, though. Wiggins had plenty of time that time. And I know Brad Walker, the defender, was coming on him. He may have heard footsteps, but that ball hit him right in the hands. You got to catch that football. That would have been a first down on 3rd and 24. And there you see an example of how accurate Dylan Wiggins can be when he has time to throw the ball.
Absolutely. 14-0. Gaston with the lead. And there the Gaston cheerleaders about to throw some Gridiron Challenge T-shirts up into the stands.
Thanks to Core Sports Medicine and Awards to Remember, our T-shirt provider of TV24 Sports, Dr. Ray and Dr. Lawler. Seems like we're throwing out T-shirts with their logo on them everywhere we go, and we really appreciate their sponsorship of the Gridiron Challenge this year. And there's a look at one of them. Robert, you've seen that before, haven't you?
I have. And that young lady there, that puts a smile on her face with the TV24 Gridiron Challenge T-shirt. So what effectively is a 30-yard punt as they simulate it, and Gaston will get the football now at their own 40.
And if Ranburne's got a shot here, I know there's still plenty of time. There's 12 minutes and counting left in the second period. This is a key defensive stand here for Ranburne. They need to get the football back to their offense because you kind of get the feeling that Wiggins is starting to get in a groove a little bit throwing the football.
And see if this Ranburne defense can keep the big plays away for Gaston. There they give, and a nice hole to run through there for DJ Pope.
But Gaston wants to do the opposite. They want to do exactly what they did on that play. They want to get that big offensive line, lean on that defensive front, and have guys like DJ Pope and these other running backs just kind of pound away at them and run the clock. That's a 9-yard gain on first down.
9-yard gain up to the 49-yard line, and the clock will run. Quarterback's under center, and he's going to pitch. Thought there might be trouble on that one, but he's able to handle it there is Shea Presley.
And, you know, we have been here. This is our 3rd day here doing spring football games at JSU. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the football hit the turf and bounce right back up to the running back. That could have been disaster had it just kicked and bounced the other way. Instead, fortuitous bounce for Shea Presley, and he turns it into a first down run.
You never know which way the football's going to bounce, and Tom Brady's not in the building, is he?
No. No, he's not for 4 more games.
First down now from the 44.
Better watch it. That's Gerhardt's quarterback. He's in the booth. He's going to be mad at us.
Here's a give over to Pope, J.D. Pope. And Pope picks up about 4, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe even 5, down to about the 39.
So you have DJ Pope and J.D. Pope. So those are the 2 that are doing the damage on this drive right now for the Gaston Bulldogs.
Second down from the 39.
And I would bet they're kin.
Well, I was wondering if what the possibility was if they were twins. Do you name your twins J.D. and DJ?
That's a good thought. Could be.
Second down and 5. DJ Pope with the ball. And they'll string him out, make him run laterally, and he'll lose about a yard back to the 40.
And that's not his strong suit. You're exactly right. They stuffed the hole, and Pope has proven in this game he's most effective when he breaks through that line of scrimmage. That time he He had to cut to his right, and his lateral movement enabled Ranburne to catch up to him and make a tackle. And he's limping off the field as well, so DJ Pope is coming off the field. That would be a big loss for Gaston. He has really been their main between the tackle runner in this game.
So third down play for Gaston. Nice hole up the middle there. And Cameron Hawkins on his first carry of the game rumbles for the first down. Look at this hole to run through, Mickey.
Yeah, this kid, Hawkins, DJ Pope, Robert Smith, Mickey Shaddricks, any of us could have ran through that one. I mean, that was a huge gaping hole created by this Gaston offensive line. And here come the Gaston Bulldogs. They held Ranburne. Now they're leaning on this Ranburne defense. If they put another touchdown on the board here, it's going to be very difficult for Ranburne to come back in this game, because not only are they moving it, they're running the clock as well.
And that clock is moving right along here in this second half. We're almost to the halfway mark of the quarter. And there's a give. That play's going to lose yardage as they hand it off there to Shea Presley. So it will bring up second down. But the play loses about 7.
And Seth Brown got the penetration. That's the kind of play that Ranburne needed. They needed to create a negative play to kind of throw a wrench into this Gaston drive. Gaston was just making this look too easy. Now they've got Gaston in a tough situation in second and long.
So second down for Gaston. Hollingsworth at the controls. Hands it off. Nice looking run there. J.D. Pope avoids one man, works his way inside the 20 and down to about the 16-yard line.
Well, Robert, as you'll see here, they got good penetration up the middle. They forced the back, Pope, to the outside, but they had no containment. And Pope turns this into a first down carry on 2nd and 16.
And another big play in what has been a day of big plays for Gaston. They have a first down now at the Ranburne 16-yard line. Hollingsworth hands off there to Hawkins. And Hawkins found nothing at the line of scrimmage.
They fumble the football. As you'll see here, Presley lost it, or I should say Hawkins lost it on the handoff, and it's there for the taking. But guess who gets it? Gaston Shea Presley, as Gaston not only avoids disaster and Ranburne getting the ball back, but they picked up 5 yards to boot.
And that's one of those things that you know the day is going your way when something like that happens.
The ball is bouncing their way literally.
So it's second down and 5. And Hawkins again rumbles down near first down territory. He had to get down to about the 6. And where they spot that football is going to be very, very close.
And obviously 4 down territory, Robert, as we're about to tick under 6 minutes now to play. Again, any type of score here, field goal, touchdown, makes it a 3-possession game. And we'll really put Gaston in the driver's seat.
Third down and less than a yard for Gaston. Hollingsworth with the give, and that is Alan Black, the ball carrier. Black had come in motion.
I tell you who made the play here. Check out we don't have the number 8 on our roster but for Gaston, but actually number 32 comes in and blows up the lead block. Number 32, that's Donovan Tullis. He came through and just blew up the lead block, and that forced the back down off his feet behind the line. So that great defensive play there makes it a 4th down.
So they only needed maybe a foot, but they weren't able to pick that up, so it's still going to be 4th down and very, very short. And there is Hawkins, and Hawkins is forward. He got that first down easily. He'll go down inside the 3-yard line. So it'll be first down and goal to go inside the 3. And Gaston is well on their way to putting this one in the books, leading by a couple of touchdowns. And there you see the clock down to 4:50, 4:49. And another touchdown would have Gaston sitting in some pretty high cotton here.
This has been a very, very impressive drive by Gaston.
Started back at the 40-yard line. With the football now is Presley, and Presley is in for the 3rd touchdown of the ball game for Gaston from 3 yards out. Just works his way right and gets it into the end zone, and it's a 20-0 ball game. First score here of the second half, coming with 4:25 to play. And Gaston is 2 for 2 on extra points so far today, and Blake Thacker will try to go 3 for 3.
They got to run an extra blocker up onto the field. Now they're ready.
Back in the box.
Jordan Douglas will hold. Blake Thacker's extra point might be just a little bit low, but it is in there and it's good. So it is Gaston 21, Ranburne nothing.
And, you know, we'll see our Talladega Ford scoring drive in a minute, Robert. It's going to look drastically different than the 2 previous scoring drives for Gaston. They struck on big plays, and right on cue, there it is. 11 plays, 60 yards, almost 8 minutes off the clock here in the second period. Ranburne has only had the ball 1 time. That was, they started the period with the football and kind of shot themselves in the foot and could not come up with any points.
There you see Gaston's schedule. They open up on August 28th with Raglan, and then they move into region play with Section and Eider, and then Spring Garden, travel to Galesville, 4 consecutive region games, 5, that's always tough, at West End, Collinsville, and then travel to Cleveland and end their regular season on October 30th at Pleasant Valley. Ranburne with the football now from the 30. Out across the 35, first down. Jordan English, the ball carrier. And English able to pick up about 11 yards out to the 41-yard line.
So a quarterback change here for Coach Young. Jordan English comes in, and that will evidently be the end of the day for Dylan Wiggins at quarterback.
Dylan Wiggins had his moments today. He just didn't have a lot of time to throw the football. And English throws. He's got a man at the 50-yard line and just into Ranburne territory.
Yeah, we get another look at it here. English fires away, and receiver was there. Of course, the secondary for Gaston playing a little soft right now with a 21-0 lead. They're obviously not going to let anything get behind them. And looks as though we're going to have, they signal first down. You know, Robert, I go back, speaking of Wiggins, I go back to that long pass on 3rd and 24 when he had Brad Walker on a post pattern. And the defender was bearing down on Walker, but the ball hit him right in the hands. If they make that catch, it's 14-0 at that point. That would have been a first down around midfield. You never know.
The Ranburne Bulldogs open with Pleasant Valley at home. 3 region games at Randolph County, Lynette, and at Lafayette. And then out of region play at Beulah, Reeltown, at Horseshoe Bend, an open week on October 16th, and then Woodland and at Westbrook Christian to end the regular season. This play picks up about 3 or 4 yards there. Brad Walker takes it down to the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of about 3.5.
Jordan English coming into this game and slinging it around here and doing a pretty good job. Been very accurate with his passes.
Second down play now from the Gaston 45. He's going to throw again. This one hits the ground a bit short. He was looking for Bradley Martin. That'll stop the clock with 2:48 to play. But Gaston is in control, 21-0. As we mentioned earlier, these two teams met in the playoffs a year ago. And Ranburne won that ball game, went on to the semifinals. Gaston, if they had to choose between the two games, they're certainly going to take the playoff win, but this gets them just a little bit of payback. And almost intercepted there.
And, you know, I've been thinking about that a lot in this game, Robert. You know, obviously it's a different season. You got different players. And I'm sure if you even ask Coach Morris if revenge or payback is a part of the picture, he's, nah, that's last year. You know, that's over. But you just can't help but wonder if in the back of your mind, that, again, as I said earlier in the broadcast, that taste has been sitting there in your mouth for several months during the offseason, and then you play your spring game against the team that knocked you out. I just can't help but think that that didn't play a part in the way Gaston's players approached this game mentally.
Well, you can say all day that it's a new year and new players, and it is, but you can't be human and not want to extract just a little bit of revenge. And even though this is a spring game and doesn't count for anything, it could count for something later on in the regular season in the fall.
Yeah,
you never know.
And these two teams are expected to contend again. Again, they play in different regions. Gaston plays out of 2A Region 7, Ranburne out of 2A Region 5. But just like last year, if they advance to the postseason, these two teams, these two rivals could meet again in the playoffs. And now Gaston, after the holding on 4th down, they can come out and just run a few plays and milk the clock, as we are 2 minutes and 5 seconds away from ending this one. And coming up next, really looking forward to Fort Payne and Etowah. That is the next game on tap here at the Gridiron Challenge. And there we get a look outside JSU Stadium. The Fort Payne team is loosening up and warming up as the Wildcats getting ready to take the stage next as soon as this game concludes.
And John Holder and Tommy Wood will have that game for you. They always do a great job. And there's a penalty flag that goes to the ground. It'll be a delay of game against Gaston. So that'll be a 5-yard step off back to the 35-yard line. A minute 37 remaining. Gaston 21, Raglan nothing. At the controls now for Ranburne, or rather for Gaston, is number 12, Bryant Allen.
You know, Robert, before we wrap up here, I want to say a special hello to a special viewer that just texted me. They are watching our online stream from New York City. And I'm not kidding you. I just got the text. This person is watching this Gaston and Ranburne game on our website at tv24.tv from the Statue of Liberty at New York City. So, hey, these games can be seen anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world on tv24.tv.
And how cool is that? From the Statue of Liberty. And here on the second down play, is a give out across. That play's going to lose a yard back to the 39-yard line. And the clock is running down. We're down to 43 seconds. And Gaston will have to snap it one more time as they blow the whistle at about the 33-second mark. See if they choose to take a knee or if Brian Allen will hand it off. He wanted to hand it off. There was nobody there. And Allen has to go down on the football back at about the 33-yard line. And this one will go in the books, my friends. Gaston with an impressive showing here in this spring game. A 21-0 win. by the Gaston Bulldogs over the Ranburne Bulldogs.
And we've referenced that playoff game from a year ago in the second round that Ranburne won 20-0. How ironic, Gaston wins 21-0 today.
And you see both these teams, Coach Swain Morris, the victorious coach, and the teams meeting each other right at the 50-yard line. And you see TV 24's Chase Robinson there looking to grab somebody to interview here in just a minute. We'll have that for you. Coming up, Fort Payne and Etowah. The next game on the schedule. You have plenty of time to make your way to Burgess Snow Field here at Jacksonville State. And there are still plenty of ball games to go. Come and grab a seat, get a Coke and some popcorn, and it's a lovely day. It is not too hot. And bring your smartphone. You can watch us and watch the ball game all at the same time. 21-0 win, Gaston over Ranburne. And here is Chase Robinson with Coach Swain Morris down on the field.
Coach, your team pretty much in control the whole game. Let's talk about today and your thoughts on the game.
Well, you know, this is just a starting point. You know, we saw a lot of things we got to do. We had some that we held out, you know, and we just got there's a lot of work has to be done over the summer. We got to clean a lot of things up, but I'm pleased with what we did.
And talk about some things you saw today and this spring that you're going to take and build on this summer for next season.
You know, one thing that was great, we built a little depth, and we were really worried coming in with our linebackers how they would perform in a game type situation. You know, something different when you're playing each other. You know, you got to see what happens when you line up against somebody, and they did a good job.
All right, congratulations,
Thanks,
Coach,
sir.
and good luck next season.
Appreciate y'all.
There you have Coach Swain Morris of the Gaston Bulldogs, his team with an impressive 21-0 win today over the Ranburne Bulldogs. And that will give them a little boost going into the fall. We're going to break, and then we'll be back in just a moment. This is the 2015 Gridiron Challenge.